guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about all my favorite books of 2020. Let me just say it's not a lot because like I said in my last video, I didn't read a lot last year. But I do have my 3 top books that I read that are my favorite from 2020. So yeah, if you guys want to know what those books are, then keep on watching. So one of the books that I read was The Wicker King by Kate Ancrum, and that book I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. It was one of my top favorite books that I read last year, and I highly recommend it. If you guys know, and if you guys have seen my videos from a long time ago, you guys will know that I do not read any fantasy books. I don't read any psychological thriller mystery books. Let me just say that these 3 books are actually psychological thriller books. I know, crazy. It's about 2 teenage characters. They're both male. Their names are August and Jack. Jack has a disorder where he starts hallucinating about things, and he starts hallucinating about this world, this fantasy world, this world where the Wicker King is taking over, and he has to, you know, do a prophecy so that people don't die basically, or the world doesn't get taken over. And August is his best friend, who is normal by the way. One of the reasons why I enjoyed this book so much is because they're 2 different types of people. Jack is rich and popular. August is poor and doesn't really have friends. He doesn't talk. He's very reserved. So it's like 2 people that you least expect to be best friends. And not just that, but they actually end up being lovers at the end. Spoiler alert. Which is, you kind of figure throughout the book, or you at least hope, because their friendship is so amazing and I love it. And August is so like helpful towards Jack. Like, he helps him in so many ways that you don't think. And I'm not going to give you guys much about the book just because this is a book that I want you guys to go in not knowing what it's about. It's one of those books that I really loved, and it's always going to be one of those books that I really enjoyed. And mainly because like I said, I don't read psychological thriller books. So knowing that this is the first book that I read like that, and that I loved and enjoyed, it's always going to be up there, and I think I'm always going to highly recommend it to people. But the storytelling the writing is different than every other book that I've read. I forget what it's called, but it's very short writing, and sometimes it's only 1 page, 2 pages long. Like, it's not even a whole chapter completed. There's different doodles and drawings in the book, and then there's also a music playlist that goes through, I believe every chapter is like a different song title or album title, something like that. I recommend this book. I enjoyed it so much, and if you guys like those kind of books where it's not just fantasy but it's also thriller, mystery, I recommend it. The second book that I read is also a psychological thriller, and it is called Then She Was Gone by Lisa Joel. This one I also gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. The reason being is that I really enjoyed the mystery in it. I really enjoyed the thrill of this book. It's about a girl named Ellie who happens to disappear, and you're going back and forth up to a certain point of Ellie's point of view and her mom's point of view. At some point, Ellie's point of view stops because obviously, you know, something happens. But you're going through the day-and-day life of the mom trying to cope with her daughter being gone, because she doesn't believe her daughter's dead for many reasons. But the police have said that, you know, she ran away, even though it's not true. And, you know, the mom, after the whole situation of Ellie, the mom kind of changed, and she forgot that she had 2 other kids, and so she forgot about her husband, and so the parents get divorced. It's years later where you see the mom's point of view, so it's, I think, 10 years later. So, you know, the daughter's like has her own life, the son has his own life, the dad is, I think, getting remarried or is remarried, and she finally starts dating. And it's weird because then the whole situation comes back about Ellie, because the mom starts dating someone who has a daughter who looks exactly like Ellie. That is a crazy part, which that's the part that I enjoyed the most, because once you get to that point, you want to know more, and as to why that little girl looks exactly like Ellie. And it's weird because the little girl is also 9 years old or 10 years old. So it's like she was born around the same time that Ellie disappeared. It's really good, and you would understand who actually kidnaps Ellie if you pay attention. But if you're like me and you're just into the book, you won't realize it, even though it's kind of obvious who it is. However, that didn't stop me from reading the book because I still enjoyed it. Like I said, I did give this book a 5 out of 5 stars. because that's how much I enjoyed it and I recommend it to everyone. This was actually the first book that I read by this author, so I'm definitely gonna go get more books by her because I really enjoyed her writing style and I think I would really like her other books. The last and final book that I read is also a psychological thriller and it's We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. This one is crazy. I really enjoyed it. I also gave it a 5 out of 5 stars and I recommend this one to everyone. This one I think is my top favorite one out of those three. This one's my favorite, like the number one, because I like the way that it was written. It's about this girl named Cadence who has a family who owns this private island, and in that island they have like 4 different houses. She goes visits her grandparents every summer. You know, she lives in her own little house on that island because the grandparents have 3 daughters and those 3 daughters have a house there. So each one, like when they go visit, she sees her cousins there. There's one of her cousins brings one of his friends over and he ends up coming every year after that, and you know, Cadence and that guy fall in love, or at least they like each other, but they don't really pursue anything just because they're both from 2 different like states, so they only see each other during the summer. And she talks about every year of every summer that they go there up until she's 17 years old, and there's a very big mystery because at a certain age something happens, because there's a lot of drama in this family and a lot of crap goes on that Cadence ends up doing something that you just didn't see coming, but then you kind of do see it, and then after that like this huge thing happens and I'm just like, what the heck? Like I thought, like it was so, like it freaking blows your mind. At least it did for me, because I was just like, what? Oh my god, when did this happen? Like, oh my god, I'm so like, what? It was those kind of books. I highly recommend this one. I really enjoyed it. It's a very quick read also because I read this one in 2 days, and y'all know that I don't read books that quickly anymore, so that's how much I really love this book and I do recommend it. And I wish there was a movie to this one because I really would want to watch it in a movie. I had heard of this book before, but I didn't go to read it because I didn't think I would enjoy it. However, I was watching TikToks one day, and if y'all don't know, post TikToks about books, and this one was being like highly recommended, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. So I went and bought it. Thank god I did. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I think you guys would too. It's better off if you guys go in not knowing what it's about, because there's this huge secret that you just need to be surprised on your own. If y'all know, you know. So those were all the books that I read in 2020 that were my favorite. If you guys read any of these books, let me know down below and what you guys thought about them. If they were your favorite, if they were not your favorite, let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.